So you're about to see a walk-in freezer installation. It's an R448A system. I prepped some of it at my house along with the condenser, evaporator, mounted a KE2 on the evaporator, bolted the condenser, mounted the disconnect, ran the electrical inside the disconnect, and then from there we craned it up, installed it, ran a new line set. I didn't get any pictures of the line set or the evaporator because I was doing the condenser, but we did that, and then system's up and running in the beautiful city of Camarillo, California. So give it a watch, like, subscribe, and share with your familia, I heard. All right, so I'm gonna install a KE2 control on this walk-in freezer. It already has a temp control, but we're gonna take that out and put a KE2. They just work better, honestly. So this is connected to N and R, but N and R, but R jumps over to 4, so it's pretty much N and 4. That's power. And then yeah, so we're gonna power the KE2 with N and 4, and then it's gonna send power to the solenoid, go back to neutral, and that's pretty much it. So this control comes set to 115 volts, but this unit that we're installing is 208 volts. So you go ahead and just grab it like this, and now it's at 230 volts. Just double check. Yep, it's all the way down. So there you go. Alrighty, so I got it pretty much wired in right here. Just got to hook the rest up to the coil, but it's 230 volts. So we have the black wire coming in, and it goes to a Wago, and it tees off to 2 different wires. So one wire goes to one leg of power, and the other one jumps over to common. And then the second leg of 120 is coming in on this white wire, and is going to the second terminal 115. So I have 2 legs of 115, 1 and 1, and then to power the control. And then normally open is going to be the wire that's going to be sending power and cutting power to the solenoid. That's pretty much it. All right, and then there's this coil. There's this cover that goes on top of this. I think it's for moisture. I am not 100% sure. Don't fact check me. And then from there, we just got to hook up the sensor. It goes to plus and minus, and then it comes with another fitting for the top. All right, and there you got it. KE2 ready to go. We'll mount it on this panel right here, and then we'll fish it in and wire it up in the electrical section. All right, so we got the solenoid. It's right here. One wire goes to R, which jumps over to N, and then one wire goes to 4. So that's what's powering it. So we got to wire it to where the KE2 can control it. All right, so we got the coil prepped with the KE2 for the walk-in freezer. I'm gonna go ahead and take the condenser out right now, go ahead and mount it on those blocks, mount the disconnect, run the wires into the contactor most likely, and then yeah, pretty much it, just so we could hopefully be a little bit more productive tomorrow, since we don't have to mount anything. We don't gotta set the condenser. Honestly, we're gonna crane it with it already, with the feet on there already, so it's gonna be set, and the disconnector were to be mounted on there. So we just gotta run no seal tight to the unit, and then the other electrical for the defrost timer. But it's a couple less things that we have to do on the install. All right, so I finally got the unit out, and I forgot to record. Had the pops help me lift this thing out and get it set on the Durablocks. But anyways, we got it mounted on the Durablocks, got the disconnect mounted, looking good. Just got to run the electrical from the disconnect into the unit, put the fuses in there, and this is the front of the coil. And then I got the KE2 mounted on the evaporator already, so we're working our way through. You heard? All right, team, so we're done with the coil. Little bro helped me out. We got the disconnect mounted, the blocks put on there, got the KE2 mounted on there, and then yeah, you heard. And then we got the fuses in there. Just clean up mode, you heard.
All right, this is what we're looking like. You know, it's not gonna be perfect, you know, but we do our best, you know, we do our best. We do with what we got, and that's about it, you know. Team, so this is the finished product. It's not the best. It could always, there's always improvement. We got to put some straps on those EMT bends right there. We got it piped in. We got the inverted P-trap for good oil flow. And yeah, I mean, it could always be better. It could always be better.